been doing. So God desires to strengthen us in areas of weakness and helping us to close avenues and gateways the enemy has established in our lives, which have become open doors of attacks against us. So I've put something here, the gates and the altars. We don't have the time to go in deep into this tonight. I'm also going to give you a brief summary. The enemy seeks to establish gateways in your life, in the spirit realm. These gates provide him easy access to attack, oppress, and curse you. Trauma is one of the biggest gateways he uses, childhood trauma being top of his preferred list of gateways. With childhood trauma, the enemy seeks to sow seeds of evil in your conscious and subconscious, establishing a foundation of bitterness which will build up into a gateway. This gateway is controlled by gatekeepers who, like a puppet on a string, seek to control and manipulate your thoughts and behaviors by making decrees and agreements in the spirit over your life, in the hope that you will agree with the enemy's projection for your life, thus fulfilling your counterfeit purpose and destiny. The enemy wants to have areas in your life that are not fully submitted to God, or that you don't fully have the victory over. And that gateway, normally trauma, sometimes just addiction to sin, he will use to just run in and out of your life, because he has the keys to that gate, and the gates of hell are prevailing in that area of your life. And so because he knows he can access you there, it doesn't matter how high you get in God or how high you get in this life, he always knows that when you've come off that high, that gateway is still open for him. And those gatekeepers, those principalities and powers will monitor you and do what they can to find when you're weakest, and then they will just open that gateway. Because what is a gate? A gate is a blockage to an enclosure, right? It stops someone from coming in to a place. But when the enemy knows he has access to a certain place in your life, he's always looking to exploit that. And so, as I said, God desires to strengthen us in areas of weakness and help us to close avenues and gateways the enemy has established in our lives, which have become open doors of attack. God wants to close all of those doors, and sometimes he can't close those gates because we won't give him access, or there's some kind of benefit we get, there's some kind of enjoyment we get, some kind of pleasure to the flesh we get from that gateway. So we don't necessarily want to give it all to God, because then we're giving up that access to that pleasure in the times when we're feeling low. But we need to close those gates, and we need to disagree, renounce, denounce, and ask God to nullify and paralyze every demon and devil that is making agreements at those gateways in our lifetime, those gateways in our life, so that we can be fully free and we can move on in these areas where we are experiencing defeat and get victory. So Satan has accused you before God in these areas, but his case against you has been put on hold and is pending the judgment of God.